Okay. All right. Okay. So I played in the audio settings a bit. So if there's anything weird happening, you have to let me know. So, well, hi guys. Hi, Watercolorist. Hi, Sadie. Hi, Auntie Patience. Hi, The Curious Bee. Hi, Ratabagata. Hello, hello. Long time listener, first time caller. My cat's aunt sent her a snuffle blanket and catnip today, and now she's just coming down 2 hours later. Hey, Lyra, hi. Hello. I need to grab my water bottle. I'm watching on my TV, but commenting on my phone. Audio is way ahead on my phone, but that's likely about my connection. Oh yeah, I mean, just trying to set the stream up. Like there's delays all over the place. So it's always a bit tricky to know if everything is working out fine. Now I haven't really moved under the camera, so I'm gonna test that. And it doesn't help that my feed that I check to make sure everything is working is on pause. Hold on. It's always chaotic, isn't it? All right. Sassy Britches, hello. Audio setup, yeah. Absolutely not my strong suit. So I did what you can do when you don't know a thing, and I googled it. And there were a lot of insightful information, but I'm still not familiar with the whole like lingo and everything. I can manage the visual stuff, but the audio stuff, whew. Yep, your hand is waving and I hear you. You're doing great. Awesome! Yay! I might have ordered a cookie recipe book in English. Gonna be fun converting units. Oof. Or alternatively, you could just use the freedom units. Yeah, it started. Try refreshing, Sassy Britches. Gotta set it on live. Hi, Laurie. Hi. You're from Texas. May not get to stay long. Ride more. Is acting squirrely. Hubby is work. Ooh, good luck. I've been doing a lot of decluttering, sorting out stuff this morning, so that's why it's still a bit of a mess. Just trying to, okay, make this look somewhat presentable. It is in freedom units, but my brain works only in metric. Yeah, but sometimes it's difficult to convert like a cup measure to a grams, like grammage. You're better off like following the instructions of the freedom units book and filling a cup with whatever ingredient. What do you mean decluttering in art? Yeah. I have way too much stuff for the space that's available here, so. And I'm trying also to manage my brain. So yeah, I'm sorting out stuff that I use, stuff that I don't use, stuff that I think I might use, stuff that I know I won't use. And usually I try to sell the extra on Poshmark mainly. But now with the Canada Post strike, yeah, minor setback. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do for today's stream. I finished the Magello swatches because I didn't want to have them just like clutter up extra. Like to have them unfinished that I have to keep putting aside, putting back on and all that. So I finished them, started them, that's done. Like there are palettes that I'm not gonna keep, like the art toolkit palettes. As much as I love them, they have one super big flaw for me, and it's that the stupid pans rust. I cannot. I might be able to fit some really small plastic pans in here, but that's not exactly like my jam. I don't know how to deal with super tiny pans. Like I have this one set up with the teeny tiny pans, and I don't know, I feel like you have to paint teeny tiny to be able to use these, but at least these, it seems like the paint did not cause them to rust, so there's that. But I had set this one I had set with pans, and I had to waste all the paint because rust was getting into it. Then I also have this one that I set up with core paints. And I don't really see rust at the moment, but it's just annoying because like this one decided that it would be a bit too high, so it catches on the lid. So I like the size, but I don't like the pans, I guess. I thought the art toolkit pans were stainless steel. Well, newsflash, stainless steel still rusts. And welcome back. I wonder if 8th pan would be shallow enough. I may be biased though because I adore the demi palette, even though I have yet to fill mine. I'm just obsessed with the idea of it. But that is super depressing. I think I had set up, I can try to find them, but I think I had set up some teeny tiny pans with magnets. I'm thinking they might be in here, actually. yeah, like see these. These are just the teeny tiny plastic pans, and you can fit these in here and it will close. Also, one thing that annoys me is this gap at the bottom. It's just so annoying. I don't like that my pans go under it. Or can. Like, I would have to figure out something to stuff it in here. But yeah, so these work. So that's something that I might do, but then again, like I use magnet. It's not ideal. Perhaps if I had just a metal, sticky metal strips, they might be a bit better. Now the magnets, sometimes it fights. They fight each other, like the bottom magnet and the pan magnet, so it's a bit jumpy. But yeah, you can fit what? So 12 of these in here. This one. I would have to like stuff this extra space with something. But at least this is plastic, so that would not rust and it closes fine. Maybe they are not very good stainless steel. But I mean, perhaps they're not facing correctly, but I wouldn't know how to figure it out. Like, do you think just rotating the little pan would do the trick? Maybe. But it's not a huge bother. Like, it's fine. You could also probably use like a poster tack or something. Yeah, I think I would try to get some like a cellulose sponge and cut a small strip and stuff it in here. I'm pretty confident that the cases themselves are aluminum, so they would not rust, but the pans are the problem. I still have some of these, but I'm really reticent to using them because it's the second time that I've had to trash paint because the pan's rusted. Also have these. I don't know if these will fit in though. Some extra ones that came with something else. Melissa, hello! Some more pans. So yeah, I have quite a few like metal pans for backup, but I really do not like them. I understand that they have to be magnetic, but yeah, I would prefer something else. I have one. I'm grabbing this here. I have this one that's empty. Also has the lip at the bottom though. It's annoying. Like, I can sort of understand when these were made from repurposed business card holder, but now that it's a whole branded thing, I wish there was a way to get rid of this extra lip at the bottom. It's just annoying. This one. Yeah, they all have it. This one though, I think is you can see that it's much smaller. So I guess there's that. Oh, no, I wonder... Oh, did I say hi to Melissa? Hi, Melissa! No, I wonder if the magnets itself is backwards on the ones that are trying to jump out or something. Like, I wonder... Oh, perhaps. I mean, I bought these with the adhesive, like, already on them, but it's possible that they don't really care about that stuff when they make the... I have used that sticky poster stack stuff. Posters... I have used that sticky poster tag stuff. I have used it a lot, and I like it because it's non-destructive. You can shuffle pans around. You can do and understand with the magnets, but as you can see, this is super thin magnet sheets that are like meant to be used with something like a cricut, or that you glue to the back of photos to put them on the fridge. Oh, that's annoying. Look at that. I can almost fit another one. It just won't. What about this way? Yeah, again, like what's the point of fitting one all the way down here? Like it's not like I'll be able to use the paint. Seems like for the jumpy pans, I can sort of like rotate them 90 degrees and it does it a whole lot less. So that would be what, 28 colors I could fit with these in here. What about these? Nettable eraser, yeah, could work in a pinch. It's basically just the same texture as Post Attack. I haven't tried using Post Attack to erase, but I think these are just a little bit too high. Yeah, you can sort of see they're like 1 or 2 millimeter too high. Doesn't close. Whoop. But yeah, it's and then I'm like, okay, well, I could do that, but would that make me use these more? And not really. But that's the thing, though. At some point, you have so many palettes. In a way, like I can't really. I mean, what one needs just one travel palette, really, if you think about it, and I have like 10. So that's perhaps a bit too many, just a little bit too many. That would drive me nuts to have. I want my palette to be just so. What do you mean, just so? Sorry, itchy. I quote-unquote pseudo-fixed one of my palettes, my travel palettes, the one that I probably use the most. Now, mind you, I don't travel a lot, so you gotta keep that in mind. But through the years, there is one palette that I have brought with me. Every time I would go out, and it's this the Dillarani one. But I had issues with it, and one of the issues was that it was starting to rust in there. And yeah, not a fan. So what I recently did is I took it apart. I removed the lid. It's fairly easy to do, and I taped. Oh, like just perfect. Yeah. Yeah, if something doesn't fit quite right in there, it's just so annoying. Like you have to figure out the way to make everything fit. But yeah, so I removed the lid, taped off the black part at the bottom, and I bought enamel spray, and I cleaned up and then resprayed the interior of the bottom. And then another thing that was sort of annoying is the fact that the paints were directly in the little sections. And on its own, it's not a big issue. What was the issue for me is that each of the little sections at the, like this top line and the bottom line, they're not sealed. So if you put a lot of water in a well, it will travel to the adjacent wells. So it's just messy. And yeah, before you ask, there are times where I don't like my food to touch the other food. So yeah, but basically, yeah, I figured out, I saw these little pans here. Let's see if I can sort of grab one. They're really easy to grab, right? So they're a bit like the other ones, they're just a bit higher up. And I've attached magnets at the bottom, and now I just plop them in here. And I was able to fit some in the middle too. So that's the new and improved version of this palette that still needs a swatch card. And the other little edit that I did to this palette was to add some some little pads at the bottom, because of the thumb ring, this palette is really wobbly because it doesn't have any kind of little feet to hold it steady. So you would plop it down on your table to paint and it would wobble all over. So I added little feet. And then I also sewed a little letter case for it, because why not? But yeah, so this is usually the one I bring with me because it is really tiny. It's the Dilla Rowney, which is basically the same as the Cas Art palette. So yeah, that's the one I usually bring. I mean, even before I added all the pans in the middle, it has what, 18 colors? And now it has 18 plus 10 in the middle, so 28 colors. I don't think I would need much more than that. But then I also have other travel palettes that I really like the Portable Painter, the Portable Painter Mini. Like, most of my palettes are technically portable. And hi Lena, I don't know if I said hi. I keep forgetting if I say hi to people. I didn't know Dilla Rowney made those. I have a Cas Art and I love it. Yeah, I'm in Canada, so I cannot order from Cas Art. Of course, there are ways that I could get something from Cas Art, but I was able to grab that one from Jackson's back when they had that one there a few years ago, a good few years ago. Still stuff that I need to sort around here. The feet are a great idea. Maybe I'll put them on my classic palette that has the metal fingering on the bottom. I like the ring, but it makes it wobbly and can scratch a table. Yeah. Initially, I had little felt like leftovers from IKEA furniture or something, but I had to remove them when I spray painted the whole thing. So since I had to remove them, I put some new ones on, but I only had the like the rubber ones. Perhaps the one perk of the rubber ones is that they don't really skip. Okay. Okay. I thought I had more of these little samples, but yeah, sorry. I'm fighting the little pots that keep falling over. They don't ship to EU too. It was just luck and a gift from box. Oh, that's lovely. That's such a beautiful gift. And I think the Cas Art one, what is really cool about it is that it comes with a little sleeve for it. All right. Well, I mean, if you guys have any suggestions of stuff you would like to see, you can mention it in the chat. Otherwise, I'll try to find something. I mean, there's a bajillion things to do, but whenever I'm here and trying to figure out what I had to do, I can never remember it. not even cold out and my hands are already like super cracked. It's gonna be a fun winter. I'm totally cool watching you sort through stuff. Going to... But it's been a while since you've done a triad. It has been a while since I've done a triad. Do I have a... Let me check my book of triads. Huh. I wonder. So past me, put some protective... And the masking fluid has gone like green. But I wonder if it still works. We can try it out. That would be something. I am sorting through and organizing. This year it starts early. I noticed it this week too, that my hands become rough. Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? And it's very difficult to put any kind of protective product on it because it's not great with watercolor paper, you know? Hey, 23 and Wildflower. Hello, guys. You're not late. Oh, my last triad in here is dated to April 19th. I could do another one. Okay, so let's grab some paints, let's grab some brushes. I vote we have a big party and I don't think you want that. Did I ever do this Roman Szmal triad? Hey, I don't think I did. It's the three sort of primary quote-unquote colors that come with the like the trial set of 5 colors they have. And it's I mean, one is definitely, this one is PB29. The blue is ultramarine blue pigment. I'm gonna have to take them out anyway, I guess. Yeah. Have some blue tack here. Let's put these in here. So the yellow is lemon yellow from Roman Szmal. Color number is 204 and it is pigment yellow 61. Then I go yellow, red, blue. Yeah, okay. Red is Aquarius Red, PR 214. Color number 323. Very easy to say. English, why so hard? French would be so much easier. and a little bit more of stuff. And this is ultramarine blue light, PB29, quite standard. So I've glued them in my palette. I haven't done any of these triads in a bit, so I'll have to possibly go back and check what I did for the previous ones. Always label your stuff. Today is September 27th. Today's theme. Did someone change some things with the microphone as opposed to when? Got it to 4, lemon yellow. Said it was PY61. Yeah, I've played with the settings before the stream. I tried because I got stuck re-listening to a stream, and I was a bit aghast at the audio. And I was like, oh no, it sounds terrible and no one told me. And I can sort of figure out like visual video stuff better than audio stuff. Audio is really hard to work with for me for various reasons. But yeah, so I was like, I really need to take the time and to see if I can figure out a better settings for the audio in general, because it wasn't very pleasant. And Carly Smith, hello, nice to see you. So that's what happens. Hopefully it sounds a bit better. And if it does not, hopefully I'll be able to figure it out. Oh, it's difficult. Your audio sounds nice. Well, I'm glad. Wait, I thought the volume was low just for a pleasant experience. It was not on purpose. I'm glad it was a pleasant experience, but I feel like it's better off to have audio that is, you know, like balanced. And if you want to have it low, you can just lower your own volume. Where, in contrast to the audio being low on purpose, which can be very difficult to bring to a good level for hearing, and for hearing impaired too. I have like some level of hearing loss in some way, and I know that sometimes some videos where the audio is super low and there's no subtitle, it can be really difficult to follow. But yeah, it was not on purpose. Also, I was like, oh, I mumble so much. I'm gonna try to be better with enunciation. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is bad. I'm a nightmare to audio balance, I feel that. I mean, it's not necessarily just the... It's kind of difficult to figure out because let's say I want to hear how my voice is doing on the stream. I can monitor my own voice through my streaming software, but that's weird because I will talk and I'll sort of hear myself at the same time. So it's difficult. You kind of have to record yourself, then play it back, then perhaps try to switch some things up, record, hearing, you know, it's complex. I have my YouTube settings currently at 1% due to my audio card deciding to pick up. Oh, that sounds lovely. Not really, but ugh. Too hard on it. No, but I mean, it's not about being too hard on. It's the stuff that I don't really remember to, you know, figure out. And I would like it to be some like minimum standard for my own criterias. Like it's from myself that I want it to be, you know, some minimal level of decent audio. Let's just say, like, if I want to, let's say I do the live streams like this, and at some point I decide that for the, let's say the members only live stream, it's a bit difficult to figure out how to make everything work for the patrons on one end and then the members on the other end. And I was like, I could do some sort of like supercut edit of my members only live stream that then I can share on Patreon. And I was trying to go through that to edit, and I was like, oh, it's I'm making my own life so much harder with the audio being this crappy, you know? So it's for my own sake as well. So yeah, it's just, you know, like the visual stuff is the stuff that you can't really miss, but the audio stuff for me is just way too easy to miss. And there's all sorts of like filters that I don't know what they do, and then you have the sound waves that okay, that are just like extra tricky, and everything is like weird and difficult. And I have a history of being particularly terrible with anything like music or hearing related, you know. Music classes were so difficult because I had to cram my head full of everything. I couldn't figure it out. Like, it was just way too difficult. And it never got better, so. Oh, the traumas of a mandatory music classes throughout primary and secondary school. Crew assembling. We're only missing Laura. Busy Bee, hello. Hi. Today I learned I have as a Patreon. How'd I miss that? I mean, you're a member, so it's really difficult. Patreon is not an easy platform to manage, I feel like. And it's still something that I am trying to figure out, but yeah. Last night I decided to try making and selling. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of big sheets. I hope they were on sale. I hope you had a good sale. I think this is exactly the kind of quote-unquote primary triad that we are sadly all familiar with. And that, you know, a lot of people will assume that it's the main colors, but it's not. And you can't really blame them because everyone's been telling them that they're the main colors forever. Like, just would like to see anyone mix a magenta with these. That's the challenge. Some call me insane because I had music as primary. I mean, if you like it. Yes, great sale price. Oh, that's awesome then. I mean, if it was not for the whole mess of tariffs and then the Canada post-strike, I would definitely be interested. But yeah, right now everything's just a nightmare. Complete nightmare. Oh, thank you so much for the link, Lana. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, you're already a... if you're a member on YouTube, you don't really miss much. I find Patreon really hard. Perhaps I need to have a, a creator chat with Lana. Like creator to creator. And to talk shop. How we manage this and that. But yeah, it's just difficult. Cool, cute primary color, and now do a neon purple. I mean, basically. And you see people trying to mix a magenta with, you know, red, yellow, blue, black and white, and it's just painful. Oh, it hurts. It hurts, but at the same time, it's a bit cathartic. Because the fact that they can't do it, I mean, of course you can't do it, but it's like, ha ha ha, you can't. What do you think that means? You know. The paper is back ordered until the end of October. I'm hoping tariff stuff. Oh, I hope so too. You're in the US, right? So it shouldn't really affect you in terms of getting your base material. But after that, for shipping out stuff. Speaking about Forever and Magenta, I've been curing a full pan of Shinhan PWC crimson. Oh, wow. What kind of state is it at? Because it's possible that it will remain a bit sticky forever. But if it's fully liquid and like dripping, that's a different issue. I'm always there. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna have to poke your brain because you managed to make a lot of content for it, and I'm struggling for everything. Oh, okay. That's the thing that I'm hoping all the decluttering will help, and it's with like clarity of what I want to do. And the reality of what I am actually doing. Yes, in the US, I talked my daughter into handling shipping. Ooh, I would love, I kind of love fulfilling orders and shipping stuff out. I never really had a good chance of doing it on a somewhat large scale to see if I do actually like it or not. But there's something really satisfying about like having a list of items to include in a box or in a package and just getting everything, packing it all up nicely, getting it out in the mail. I think that's why the post office strike. I mean, it's not on the workers. It's the business that is being really stupid. But yeah, it's just that like I really like postal services in general. I think it's a really cool service, and I am so fed up with the company trying to make it into a business and making profit out of it because it's not. It's not profit-based, it's a freaking service. People need the post. Especially in the more rural or far off areas. All the places where the couriers don't, or the carriers don't go, like UPS, FedEx, all that. Frustration of color mixing with warm red, yellow, warm blue might honestly turn some new artists off consuming. Yeah, because, okay, let's say you have these colors and you want to mix a super bright, punchy, vivid green or purple. You can't. You just can't. You can't even mix a pink with any of these. And it's annoying sometimes when you really want to paint something, like you paint a flower and it's pink and bright green. I mean, you can't. It is sticky, but now chewing gum is sticky. Just you get dirty when touching it. It might stay like that forever. Decluttering is good for the soul. It is good for the soul, but it's also a bit distressing. So it's a tough balancing act, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to focus on like a smaller set of tasks and like skills and whatever, rather than just always having something else that kind of distracts. I feel like I'm spreading myself on too many things, whereas if I could focus on less things, I would see more improvement. I would be more happy with it and all of that. So infrastructure should not be a business. Yeah, I mean, it should go without saying, but capitalism, you know. Like it's more of an essential service than anything else. But no, they keep being like, it's not making a profit, so we are gonna try to put even more staff. We're gonna try to bench even more staff, and you're like, no, don't bench the postal workers. They're necessary. They're what? I'm so not happy with this whole thing, and it's so stupid because they keep, like, it's always like that. Like, you have the union on one side and then you have the company on the other side, and neither of them want to budge, which I can understand for the workers, because usually they're just trying to bring all of their conditions on par to the current standard of living, like inflation and all of that. Whereas the company is always trying to save a buck. So you have one side that's clutching to its pennies, and you have the other side that's like, I would like to have some pennies to clutch, please, because it's not going all that well. And the company side is always playing the victim again. Like, we have been dealing in good faith with the union, and the workers have decided to not go back to work, blah blah blah. And you're like, yeah, but that's because you're offering them like awful conditions. Like, come on, man. Stop being stupid about it. And then it's on strike, so it's not operating. And they're like, oh, we've been seeing much lower numbers in terms of sales and whatnot throughout the year. Yeah, I wonder why. Oh, I have actually never experimented with primaries like this. I just go for everything pre-mixed, but recently watched someone do intensive primaries mixing, and it made me curious about mixing wrong temperatures together just to see what colors. Yeah, that's the whole fun of it. Exactly. Then they think they are doing something wrong when they can't get it. Yeah. You don't think that it's completely out of your reach, right? You think that you should be able to mix these, and that there is something that's preventing you from being able to do that, which is not the case. Well, I mean, there is something preventing you from doing that, but it's not on you, it's on the paints. And possibly the teacher who got you to buy these paints. My mid color is sort of spreading into this one, and I kind of don't mind it. That's fine. Sorry y'all, if I am not chatty today, oh, what colors are these? Ooh. I like that. I like when you guys play with colors at the same time as I'm playing with colors, actually. I think that's fun. It's like we're all painting together. I hope you do some more color mixing, Sassy. It's a lot of fun to do. And I feel like it's a good way to learn about many things too. Like how some colors that you mix together will give you a blue, which is always a bit of an unexpected result, but it's super interesting. Or what was it? Lana had found an orange and a green that mix into a yellow. Like what? I also feel I have too many supplies, so now I pick out less loved supplies or near end supplies and I go to town with them. And if I love them, if I run out of it, I will repurchase when no other subs. Yeah. But that's the thing, right? With so many paints available, there's kind of always a substitute somewhere. Okay. It's kind of the issue with it, right? Because as people who paint, it kind of implies that we like colors. And if we like colors, I mean, we like all the colors. And if we like all the colors, it's very difficult to say no to getting even more colors within your like set. Paulo, hello. Oh, I want to follow along but don't have PR 214. Anybody think PR 2 said, oh shoot. Yeah, any kind of warm red. Actually, any kind of red. Because if you think on it, magenta is its own thing. This red might not show on camera, but it's leaning just a little bit pink. But yeah, you could easily do any red you have. As long as it's not a magenta, you should be okay. Ooh, preparing a D&D session. That's also good. I used the green from purple and yellow. Oh, that's cool. Pumpkin, hello. I'm late because I got caught up painting. I have these paint your own watercolor calendar. Oh, that's lovely. That's great. That's a very good reason to be distracted. I feel I left the color theory and can mix anything from anything now. It's your own brand of magic. I'm fiddling with some favorite watercolors, just enjoying the feel of. Oh, that's a good feeling, isn't it? And to watch a big splotch of color just exist. It's also a lot of fun. Making mixture studies using, oh, PV60. Oh, that's a good one. It's a beautiful color. Agreed, I have Aquarius red and it goes a soft coral when diluted. Yeah, it leans a bit pinkish. And in watercolor, people do amazing thing with one tube or two tubes of. But that's the whole thing, though. There's not one way to do it. You don't really have to limit yourself in any aspect of it. If you want to paint everything with convenience colors, you can do that. If you want to paint with just two colors, you can do that. If you want to paint small, if you want to paint large. I feel like it's so easy to sort of get entangled in someone else's way of doing things. And that's not very helpful. It's something that I find myself doing way too often. And I have to sort of work at it to get out of there. Tay, hi! Hello! I watched a review of the Hot Press Artex sketchbook and now I think I really want one. I just bought a new Potentate Hot Press journal. You compare the Artex to Paul Rubens. Oh, I'll look into what I have. If I have the paper, I will compare them. I think I might have the sketchbook, but I'll check it out. Sure. I just need to leave myself a note somewhere. It is not a cat. It's a mad squirrel. Arctics for hot press, right? Okay. Yeah, it's a very angry squirrel. That's probably the chances are that he has spotted a cat and is manifesting his annoyance and anger at the presence of a predator, which is fair. The only predator I know that is here right now is currently sleeping. But I don't know if there's been another visitor or something. Hey, thanks. I just got into a big watercolor by spree during the 99 cells. Found a source for Rosa Gallery. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, and you got the big tubes of Holbein. Ah, oh, that's fun. Otto! Those 60 ml tubes so gloriously that's a good way to put it. Gloriously excessive. I really like that. Oh, would you look at this beautiful, vibrant green? It is so flashy and neon. Ooh, ooh, what a beautiful, not muted at all green. I mean, it's almost closer to a gray than a green. Like, come on, guys. Sorry. It is one loud squirrel. And I tried so hard to set up my microphone with a noise gate, but the squirrels... Oh, c'est menton! Ton bobo a l'air de quoi? Hey, guys, I'll be right back, okay? Just give me a sec. I'm gonna mute the microphone. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Potato Pirate, hi! Yeah, sorry guys, I had to check one of the visitor cats that we hadn't seen for a bit, but that recently came back, and he had a really big, like, injury. Well, big. I mean, kind of a wound, and that was worrisome. But it's a feral cat, and he will tolerate, like, if I am near and not doing anything too shocking, but I still can't get close enough to him to do anything. Yeah, it's the one with the wound. And I had not seen him in a bit, and I was not able to see that wound, but I was able to see that he seems to have a similar issue on the other side of his face. Like, if you assume that my hand is the cat's face, okay, ears. The nose is here, so the wound is just below the ears. And I had seen on this side, and now we saw him eat, and I saw that he has a similar kind of injury on the other side. And I'm wondering if he got his head stuck in something and then tried to free himself, and that's how he hurt himself. It would explain why it's symmetrical in that aspect. I can't really call animal services because they can't do much if I haven't caught the cat. And I can't really catch the cat. So I'm kind of stuck. The best I can do is make sure he has food and to keep an eye on him. But yeah, it's difficult. Like, I was not even able to see the side of his face that I saw last time, so I was not able to really check that particular injury. I might see if he's in the other window. If he is, I might be able to see, but sorry about that again. Yeah, I was able to see the side that I had seen when I thought he only had injury on one side. It doesn't look worse than it was, as far as I can tell. Really difficult to say because it's not like I can position him to view better or hold him steady to check. It would be dangerous. But it doesn't look worse off. Is it better? I can't say. I'm gonna keep like on the lookout for him and to keep giving him food. And I know that sometimes when cats feel really out of sorts, they will tolerate humans a bit better. So if I see him being a bit more with his guard down, I will definitely try to get him some care or something. Poor guy, someone in our village found her cat with wounds on its neck after missing for weeks. Apparently his collar got stuck somewhere and he was eventually able to wriggle. Oh, good grief. Poor kitty. Yeah, this one is a feral cat, so I don't think I've seen him with a collar. But yeah, now I mean, that's why they make breakaway collars, right? But yeah, he's just one of the couple of ferals we have around here. No one, like, really... It's like no one in particular, but a few people in general are, like, helping him out, I guess. I would love to be able to get him neutered and checked out and, you know, all of that, but it's just not that easy. We don't really have the tools or the setup or the system in place for that. Hey, Keep, hi. Drill, wheel, rod, and brush. Just don't mix them up, though. Alright. Now it's time to try and mix a neutral with these. Which is basically just like doing this, seeing what comes up. So I go back to the topic of cats because, of course, I keep a sort of cat tracker, which is just a spreadsheet where I have a like the column on one end is all the cats, is all the dates, sorry, and the rows are each cat that we regularly see. And there's also a column for you know, notes and stuff like that. So I can tell when it's been a while since I've seen a cat or stuff like that. But yeah, I know I haven't checked exactly the number of days, but it had been a while since we saw this particular fella. So I wonder if he was stuck for a long time. He's always been quite skinny, so that's not a very good indicator. Plus, I cannot touch him, and he is a long-haired cat, so who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on him. Easy, just set up something where the cat will get his head stuck. Oh no! Oh, poor baby. I could never. But yeah, cats are, you know, stupid. Can very easily see one of them getting stuck in something while rummaging through trash or the recycling bin or something. How many cats are on your spreadsheet at the moment? Hold on. I think there's about 8 at the moment. There's 2 of them that I haven't seen in a really long time, and there's one that I have seen almost daily, but it's It's an escapee. If I could grab him, I would try to get his owner to come pick him up, but he's also very skittish. Really? I didn't know that the Reddit was that elitist. That's stupid. I kind of hate it. I'm like, oh my gosh, seriously, guys, get a life. Who cares if someone uses convenience color? It's convenient. That's the freaking point of it. Are you kidding me? Also, this year I can finally decorate fully for Christmas again. Oh, that's awesome! Oh man, the Christmas markets. What? I know you don't really do vlogs, but I would love. I once bought a roll of Arch on sale. Yeah, no, that's. I think the only way you can make good of a roll, any kind of roll of watercolor paper, is if you do the whole stretching thing by soaking your paper, then spreading it flat and taping it down. Perhaps this way you can sort of work in spite of the curl in the paper, but otherwise that paper will stay curly forever. That's a lot of cats, you're so kind. Well, I have to. His eyes melted away. One summer, one of the regular visitors was missing for 5 days. And that was, I don't think I had the tracker back then. But after a while, like it's a bit difficult to keep track of when's the last time you saw a specific cat. And that's how I came up with the idea of making a tracker so that I could at least have some very reliable record, there you go, of all the cat activity. And I write it down if I see a new cat. I just try to keep up with the cat population, but also for all the regular visitors. If one goes missing, then I know. There's one that I'm so sad that has gone missing, but at the same time, her human has gone missing. So I'm kind of worried about that too. We haven't been able to figure out what happened. But yeah. It was an older gentleman, so I cannot help but think that, perhaps something happened. I would never non-vote a convenience color someone like the color police needs to. It really needs to chill. Like, oh my gosh. I want to bet that these people are also like, the primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. You're like, yeah. Sure. Supply chains are terrible here. You never know when something will disappear forever. It's led to bad hoarding. Oh, that's difficult, yeah. It's kind of the issue, like, even if something is perhaps easier to find, but a lot of the issues that come with some products being straight up from the factories in China, like everything that you find on Temu or AliExpress, there's no indication that if you fall in love with a brush that you got from there, you'll be able to find it again. So it's a bit difficult. I learned about Blix Mac. So guys in the US, what is, I know what Blix is, but what's this Macpherson thing? What about a have a heart cage? Our local animal control will actually lend one. Doesn't work well for us because we have so many cats. And yeah, that's the thing. I was trying to look into drop traps, which are the ones that don't have any kind of bottom, and you set them up open, like resting on something, and then you put the food underneath, and when the cats get in there to eat, you pull the thingy and it falls down on the cats, and it's a bigger cage. The issue with the have a heart ones is that we have so many cats, so many visitors that all want food. So it would be difficult. We also have skunks. And I'll be honest with you, the last thing I want to do is deal with a skunk stuck in a have a heart trap. I don't think it can end well. Oh yeah, the chat is freaking YouTube is stupid with the top chat, top comments. Like, how is that helpful for anyone? The internet has a way of bringing out the pedantic. I just don't understand why people are like that. Like, if you like a color, use the color. Who cares? Oh, there's one type of post I see on Reddit, and they give me anxiety. I think that's just a personal thing, but it's when people post a painting, and they just say, "How can I fix this?" And I get so stressed out because I'm like, well, oh my gosh, please provide a bit more insight into what you're trying to do, or the style you're trying to reach, or what bothers you about it, because just posting something there and saying, how can I fix this? Where to start? I mean, what's not enough data to be able to do anything with it. So it's just, it blue screen your brain instantly. And I see those all the time. And I'm like, no, stop it. Don't do that. At least have some sort of, mention of something like, how can I fix this painting? I don't like the fact that I used too many blues in the painting, or whatever, just anything. Just don't put an image there and be like, how can I fix this? Because first of all, that's kind of a big requirement to ask of other people. And also, it like, what if I go like, oh, it's terrible, start over, and you're like, I only wanted advice on this particular part of it. I'm like, oh, you should have said something, Apparently it was an art supply distributor and they went out of business. Blick bought them and is liquidating. Ooh. I mean, it's awesome that you guys can score a lot of stuff at a good price, but it kind of makes me a bit nervous about the future. Blick bought one of the two massive supply distributors in the US. Oh, was that the whole thing about how the smaller shops now will have to order through Blick, which is weird. Oh. 10 sheets for $7. Are you kidding me? That's the price of one sheet. What? That's when I like to bust out the old, please sir, may I have a crumb of content? I think I'm gonna need the whole bread at this point. I wish paper didn't. Seriously. If one could sort of vacuum seal it to keep it forever, now would be the time to stock up on it. Absolutely. That's a price that we'll probably never see again for paper. Especially if Blick ends up having the like the monopoly of the market. Yes, they can order through Blick or one other competitor. Not a good plan for Q. Yeah, and also, what if eventually, like, what if Blick kicks it? Does that mean that all this stuff will not be available for a time? And how do you bring it back? And yeah, monopolies, it's like monoculture. Not great. Not great. I have to do a lot of painting to get through my enormous backlog. Yeah, seriously. Paint like crazy, absolutely. Use the paper, use the good paper, use the good paint, use the good brushes. Let's freaking go. Stacked up when Michael's clearance out there level 3. What's level 3 watercolor paper? I didn't realize paper went bad. What's the timeline? It really depends on your storing conditions or where you live. Like stuff like humidity, how dry it is, how hot it is, that kind of stuff. There's Star brand paper that is actually cotton. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever bought anything from Michael's, even though they are in Canada now too, but it's just, it never really happened. I was trying to find a better way to put it, but that's basically what happened, right? Like we have a local art supplies chain stores here in Quebec that's called Dessert. It used to be called just Omer Dessert, which is the name of a guy, Omer, and Dessert is the last name. Then they kind of cleaned up the brand just by going by Dessert. So it's Deserres. But the last E and S, they're kind of silent. So you just say dessert. Not desert, not desert. Dessert. But yeah, basically, that's the one place I've always bought most of my art supplies. When I started painting a millennia ago, I managed to get most of my painting supplies from a little framing store. They had a a kind of a display that would turn around, just a teeny tiny display. But they had a couple of brushes there. They had Cutman paints, I think. Like they had a few things, and that's how I got my first paints and whatnot. But yeah, then it was mostly through Dessert, and perhaps the when you go to college, they have a store for supplies and whatnot. So if they have art classes at that particular college, they might have art supplies in the store for the college. But yeah. Yeah, all that to say that I never really shopped at Michael's. Paper is meant to be used, so just paint. Yeah, exactly. Paper is only precious if there's something painted on it, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's potential, but it's also nothing. until you paint something on it. Even the pieces of scrap paper that end up being for all the swatches and testing out colors, the more of these you can sort of pile on a piece of paper, the more interesting it looks. So even that, like, is adds worth to any piece of paper, in my opinion, of course. But yeah. I've got an enormous clock hovering like the sword of Damocles over my overzealously large watercolor paper supply. So much painting to do, so little time. Hey, Dominic. I saw the clearance and I noticed the 400-pound arch paper was more expensive than the 300-pound. Perhaps because they had more of it and it was not moving. So perhaps they thought that if they lowered the price, they would sell more and, you know, clear them. It's not a doomsday clock, it's the gateway to painting, Frida. Darn it, now I have to go buy some 400 pounds too. Oh, I see. I mean, the site has it all listed as out of stock till next month. I think that when it's gonna come back into stock, it's not gonna be at a discount. Okay, cake. Ooh, cake. Please elaborate, Paulo. What kind of cake? What's in it? What's the cake? On being fun employed. Every day. I think that's a great plan too. I support that plan. I have to learn to allow myself to use the nice papers and stuff and stop thinking my supplies are too precious for me to use just because I don't actually paint anything like, oof. Yeah, I understand that it's sort of a difficult thing for a lot of people, but I mean, if you need to be talked into using those supplies, we will provide, but they're there to be used. There's not really any point in learning on practice supplies, because then when you feel like you can manage your practice supplies well enough to switch to the good supplies, you kind of have to learn to paint again, because you figured out ways to work with the crummier stuff, and now that you're moving on to the better stuff, well, a lot of the workarounds you had might not apply here. So it's like working twice as hard when you don't really need to. The nicer supplies are a lot more fun to use as well. If you kind of do it for stress relief or just for fun, it's also so much nicer to work with the good stuff, because there's a whole lot more sort of, it's like the good happy accidents, like the way a color was spread on cotton paper is gonna be so much more mesmerizing. The way a good brush will work. A beautiful paint will have the depth that when you put it on paper and you add water, it's going to be so much more interesting. So yeah, sure, people can do great things with the most basic of supplies, but if you are tripping yourself in the idea that you have to keep the good supplies for when you are good at the bad supplies, that doesn't work. I hear you. I'm a pathological save the best for last. But painting on an... Yeah, it's so much more fun. And to quote another YouTuber, the only wasted art supplies. I like to say that too. I had to deal with a lot of that mindset with my mom because she would keep saying that she wanted to get back into art, but she felt that she was never like good enough. And I'm like, I mean, what's the whole point if you don't even start because you feel you're not good enough? How are you going to get anywhere? Like, that doesn't work. So yeah, it's unused art supply. That's where the waste is. I fully agree with that idea. I can draw stick figures, so like for me, paint is just for playing with colors to make my eyes happy. But I worry that making a mess with paint just to play isn't. No, it's. What's the thing that I saw today that I was like, oh, that's good? Hold on. It's something that Yuri said in the Discord, I think. And it was to the effect that being productive for your own happiness was perfectly fine. So yeah, you're making something with the paint for you to enjoy. That's valid. That's good. Oh yeah, the artist quality paints are so much better. But just for the values, I get so bothered with paints that have like no value, that are supposed to have value. Like I don't expect the yellow to have a really deep value, but I save everything for later special times, and then I spend my whole life not using the bath bombs and skincare. Yeah, and then the bath bombs go bad, the candle don't smell as good anymore. Skincare goes bad as well. I understand, but yeah, it's sad. Because you should totally like I wish you could sort of appreciate the joy from these things over kind of this mindset that is completely understandable, but also not very fun for you. I agree it's nice to use the good stuff early on, then holding it off. Unfortunately, we're not all rich. I mean, I don't think any one of us in here is rich at all, but it's just a matter of if you have to choose between both, like you already have these supplies, like you have the good paper and the practice paper. Well, the practice paper is kind of useless. Practice paper should be the good paper. You can keep the quote-unquote practice paper for reference swatches, for testing out colors, for, everything that doesn't need a good performance. But if you have the good paper, you should absolutely use it. I fell in love with cheapo patentate paper. Everyone I've talked to hates it, but I wonder if I've done. No, I wonder. Possibly. But I mean, if you think about it, the painter Kellogg's Loop, I think he uses the Moleskine watercolor sketchbooks that are cellulose and really thin paper, and he still paints beautiful things on them. Oh, that's painful, the Curious Bee. Need to get over the fear shame that I'm not. Yeah. I would. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's a bit like the cherry on top. Like, it's already bad, but I would be mad at myself if at losing a hoard, you know. You never know when later is, yeah. I mean, bath bombs, they will lose their scent, right? The potency of it. Yeah, I remember that, Emotional Pumpkin. Pumpkin says, I was saying this in a previous stream chat regarding metallic paints, but after I stopped caring about when it was appropriate to use and just started using it, I had fun and learned a lot. Yeah, definitely. I'm trying undoing years of creativity. Yeah, I understand. You kind of don't really realize all the creativity trauma until it's coming back to punch you in the face, right? Like, why is this so hard? And then you start like thinking about stuff and you're like, oh shit, ugh. I feel that many understand practice as painting just lines or so. I mean, that's actually the best kind of practice, right? It's to do a painting. Please select one of the following. Buy student quality fish. I bought a house with student quality foundations. What? Fish? Internalize capitalism, this idea that the act of creating or playing just for the enjoyment. Yeah, because you cannot turn in. It's the problem with art in general, especially visual art, right? I feel like of all the artsy fartsy things, visual art kind of struggles the most because supplies are super expensive. You need a bunch of them, and there's a very low percentage of people that manage to fit within this idea that you can make a living out of it. Starve and make art, yeah, but not because it's like it's silly. Like, yeah, but maybe if watercolor was not like $1 bajillion a tube, I would be fine. Where does it start? Where does it end? The chicken or the egg? Yeah, but you get bombarded with a lot of advice that goes like, you don't need good paints, brushes up. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's part of the creativity trauma. I feel like perhaps some lesser trauma, but when you are trying to build up skills, you get bombarded with so many different takes, and it's not even about the takes being good or bad. It's about the takes being a good match for you or not. I feel like. Because yeah, some people will do masterpiece with student supplies. That's fine, but that's not the only way to do this, and it might not be the way that works for you. That's also perfectly fine. So it's kind of very difficult to always get this repeated feeling of whatever I'm doing is not good enough because it doesn't match up what the teacher says or whatever, and that all adds up and builds up to a weird perception of what you're doing. And it's a constant struggle too. The saddest response I've seen was someone who asked when they're ready to paint because they filled the whole sketchbook. Oh, that's, yeah. That's setting oneself up for so many hurdles. Apparently there are educators to tell you. Oh no, Sassy. I actually had a argument, meltdown at my last therapist about this. Art for production versus play. She urged me to start a YouTube channel for reviews, and what? Why would she do that? Oh, that's not cool. Or paint endless shape, yeah. It wouldn't be so hard to use the good paper if it wasn't so stinking overpriced. Yeah, same for the paint. I mean, freaking. Okay, not that I support Kolinsky But on one end of the spectrum, you'll be told that these are the only brushes that are worth having. And then you look at the price point and you're like, are you freaking insane? I'm not paying $200 for a brush. What? But yeah, there's so many things that account into someone looking at you and saying that Kolinsky is the only brush worth having. And we're not always presented with that sort of context. So it can be difficult to figure out what works for you because you're just bombarded with advice that is out of its context. And the context can be something like the person has been painting for 50 years, and 50 years ago brushes were a lot more affordable. It can be something like this person is rich. It's a thing. It can be like this person worked in advertising before, so they got connections. Like there's all sorts of things that we're not necessarily aware of. And yeah, it doesn't help. People really can't afford artist quality paints, then I understand. But that's the thing. Now it's becoming less and less of a reason because there are so many good supplies that are cheap. Chat goes by too fast. You guys are too in it and I'm rambling. Not sure I like your therapist. Yeah, and not sure I like them either. The people who can do good art with cheap supplies are either really talented or had a lot of practice. Yeah, that too. I don't think talent is necessarily a metric that I would account for a lot of this, but practice is definitely one. And start selling my paintings. I love my 24 red sable brush. Oh, don't tell me how much that one cost. I do not want to know. I was acting like I was being a wasteful kid because I just want to. Ew! Ew! It was the second to last session. Yeah, I mean, to the bin. Put that therapist in the bin. I love my Kolinsky with a sharp tip that I almost never use. Hey, Sketches and Scrubs, hi. Hello, hello. I'm so sorry. Oh no. I don't know. Oh no, the censor is being overzealous again. I mean, the playing also is practice, so you're getting better and even progress isn't the goal. I mean, there's only one way to get good at a flat wash, and it's to do plenty of them. Because you have to figure out what kind of consistency you like working with, what size of brush, what texture of paper, how to spread it out, how long to wait, like, you know, all that stuff. You can't figure this out if you don't do it, right? I mean, the bling, yeah. Sorry, but I want to punch your therapist. There's going to be a lineup to punch the therapist. This clearing. About 35. What? Hold on, Colorsmith. What? I missed out the context of that. I love drawing watercolor comic illustrations, but the minute someone wants to pay me for a commission, yeah, it's really difficult. Dang it. When I get back the context, the original message is gone. Frick. YouTube has been a bit over intense the last couple of streams. There's always been a moment where they flag something that's completely benign. You're like, I'm okay. I had a therapist for a few sessions that was adamant that I should go outside and spend my days in cafes and whatnot. And I was like, are you... What? No, I don't want to. She was like, you have to see people. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I have issues, but that's not one of them. You just leave me be freaking hermit that I am in peace? Why? At the end of the day, some of us have a thing we'll never use open, but it gives us some mind. That's a really interesting... Oh my gosh, sassy bridges. Oh, YouTube censoring tool being up to the standard that YouTube has set. That's lovely. I'm dying. Of course it would censor messages that have absolutely nothing wrong with them, and then when you start saying stuff that is actually possibly controversial, it does nothing. Oh, that's so funny. Oh wait, hold on, we have to hear from the mods too. Did YouTube try to hold back any of these messages? YouTube censorship is like hair when you get older. There where you don't need it and gone where you need to. Oh my gosh. So okay, mods, what did so the Twitter X got censored. The X's got censored too. Oh man. That's so funny. It's so silly. Measuring my witch hairs. I'm getting close to... I write X for kisses at the end of my messages and used to do 3 X's, not realizing how it would be perceived. Oh no. Oh, that's so silly. It only goes south from there. What, the hair? And the other page, I think I usually start with yellow and I kind of go through all the mixes. Like these mixes are basically just palette mud with various amounts of paint added in. And then for the other page, I start with yellow and then I go slowly through red and then to blue, then the blue back to yellow, and then I do just some random mixes. So well, I mean, it's almost the end of the stream, but I can still get started, right? I had to pause a few times for cat reasons, so. Hey, Leslie, hi, welcome. Is it your first time in the chat? I don't remember seeing you. I was sassy before menopause, now watch out. I apologize. For a second, I thought I was going to say she had to pause for cackling reasons. Oh, I cackle freely with you guys. I'm pretty sure you don't mind, or if you do, well, I mean, too bad. What, the hair? I did not know this was going to be such a hilarious time. It happens sometimes. I've been in your chats a bit previously, but not much. I recognize a lot of people from the Sketches and Scraps chat, though. The cackling is my favorite part of the show. I used to have my stream on a separate channel before because of the way YouTube was set up, but yeah, at some point I realized that I could probably bring the streams back to the main channel, and it's been a lot of fun. Because I think a lot of people were not necessarily aware of them happening at all, and I feel like it's fun to have like a lot of people in, just for the sake of like having a fun chat with a bunch of people that are like-minded. So I would not usually have my palette this side because it's kind of all cramped up, but I'm trying to be in front, though I could probably give myself a bit more space. Like this. I hope the chat replay is enabled for this. It should be. Oh, that's lovely, Sassy Breeches. If it's not available, sometimes it's not available right away as the stream ends. It takes a few lengthy minutes to fully process. But if it's not available at all, I'll see about making it available. I know that there's one time I had to make it unavailable, but ever since then, they should be available again. Help, what should I paint after I finish my lunch? You could draw what you had for lunch. Or if not, you could draw what you would have liked to have for lunch. Oh, Otto, before the stream ends, we have to ask the most important question of the stream. Bring food from memory might be, yeah, and it's fun usually if you can just really focus on enjoying yourself. It's interesting. I like drawing food. I like eating it too, sadly. For everyone, what is the best thing you ate this week? Oh, for me it was the freaking like decadent cookies we put together. It was chocolate chip cookies with a big dollop of Nutella in the middle, like, and you cook them, so they flatten out, and then you bite into them, and you have all this the perfect texture of the Nutella filling in there. 10 out of 10. I tried hot pot. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Oh, leftover Japanese curry. Yeah. Curries and stews, they're always better the next day. Like pasta sauce too. Like if you do a bolognese, it's always better the next day. I almost haven't food this. What? How did you not food? What do you mean you didn't food this week? Pasta with a veggie sauce. Oh, that sounds delicious. I think I have the lowest bar to surpass. Wait, hold on. 30 centimeters. That's a huge freaking cookie. Maybe my cake. I hope so. I mean, if cake doesn't make you happy, that's really sad, actually. Cake is amazing. Cake is delicious. And apple cake is amazing, too. I've been eating the pumpkin spice cake. Oh, that sounds amazing. Chickpeas and cocos milk curry. Ooh, yummy. Did you have rice with that? Y'all, my legs are numb, my back hurts, and my hair is... want to go paint. Thinking way too much about the electric trimmer. Oh, yeah, buzz, buzz, buzz. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Then you won't have to think about it, and your hair won't be bothering you. I made a graham cracker crumb sort of bread cake thing because I needed to use up... Ooh, that sounds lovely. I mean, oops. Okay, from Prince Harry's biography, page 288. Bowels, Meg, fluid, cubbyhole, police car, and cottage pie. Oh, that's an interesting still life for sure. Can you imagine if they had still life set up like that in art classes? I mean, people would pay attention for sure. Can you imagine? What a fascinating display that would be. Oh, that's really cool. My dad carried home some martabak, a kind of pancake. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Brought back childhood memories. Aw. I can't remember, but now I'm hungry. I want cheesecake. We need Wildflower in here. I think Wildflower is our other cheesecake aficionado. It was a huge cookie and it was still warm. Yeah, that's the best cookies. The words all together sound like one of those AI jumbled pics when you can't tell what's happening. Leslie testing the sensors. I'm so sorry. Apologies. I would love that still life. Can you imagine how weird it would look? You have a person named Meg sitting there, then like bowels, a police car. I don't even know what you could put in there to be a cubbyhole. Just a square thingy. It's just like what? Oh, that's still perfectly interesting as a selection of words. You don't have to defend Ari on this. Bacon and black pudding bun. I'm still a bit on the fence about black pudding. But yeah, I think that for British criterias, I am somewhat picky. I have great food news. My mom worked some kind of witchcraft and made a tomato-free tomato soup. Whoa. What's that magic? So seasoned and delicious, it doubles on an excellent tomato sauce. Oh, that's lovely. You could probably get away with seasoned pumpkin puree as well, if pumpkin is something you can have. It is like pumpkin puree, just as a, not even as a tomato analog, but just on its own with seasonings, savory seasonings, is really delicious with pasta. I really needed that cookie though. Oh man. Cookies, good for the soul. I think tomato soup is one of the worst foods on earth. Why so? That sounds delicious, Potato Pirate. Really? Never ever talking to you again. Okay, I'm going to try it. Gonna need to pull out a bigger sketchbook. I think that's gonna be amazing. I hope we get to see it, Leslie. I have a Discord server. I don't know if you have are part of it, but there's places there to share artworks. I'm thinking that this yellow and red, when you take the red and you mix just a tiny bit of the yellow in it, it's beautiful, like a fire truck kind of red. It doesn't only taste like it looks like it, sassy bitches. I don't draw people. How am I going to draw Meg? You're going to draw the best Meghan Markle. Honestly, I feel like, you know how the brain kind of thrives on constraints? Like the not being able to draw something is only a precursor for drawing something that's going to be awesome. You don't even have to draw the thing. You just have to, do whatever you want. And it doesn't have to look like the person. It can just be, whatever you want. It can be a scribble. It can be anything. There's no expectation, just have fun with it. I think that's going to be amazing. I was going to offer to email a picture of you, but Discord. Yeah, there's a link in the description. And you can join up. And even if you don't necessarily have the time or the energy to participate in, you know, the different discussions or whatnot, but it's also a good way to like connect with the people you meet up in the chat, or to, you know, share artwork, or to ask for help for something. Like, it's just a fun place to hang out and keep in touch. Clearly, the cubbyhole is where the officers place their cottage pies. It's a little nook carved off the side of the police car near the engine. That's where the worms, to keep it warm. Yeah. Oh my gosh, a watercolor is, that's not the best way to sell that particular meal. I'll see if I can get a recipe for the discard. My mother is the definition of untreated. So she probably has no idea how she does it, but I'll try. I also just hate cooked tomatoes. Like when pasta sauce has... Oh, no. I mean, I'm very picky about tomatoes. I cannot, to this day, eat them uncooked. And if cooked, they have to be blended smooth. Chunks are a big fat no. But ketchup all day, every day. With hot things. Sandwich, if you give me a ham sandwich with ketchup in it, I'm gonna curl up in a little ball and hug my knees and repeat to myself that everything is fine. I had way too many of those sandwiches as a kid, and I can't. Make art like a kid with no expectation. Yeah, just for the fun of it. That's something that I've realized too, like, by doing sketches for various things, like whether it's journaling sketches or when we run like tabletop RPG campaigns, like Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot. I try to doodle what happens during the sessions, and it's not by any stretch quote unquote good art, but just the exercise of trying to draw the thing, even if it's terrible, is a lot of fun. And oftentimes when I kind of end up drawing something terrible, it makes for the best drawings. Like, oh, you have to draw a wolf, and you're not feeling up to drawing a wolf, and you're like, oh, geez, I don't have any reference, I don't want to draw a wolf. So what you do is you're like, okay, so, okay, we meet up a wolf, there you go. That's the wolf, and now everybody remembers this stupid wolf, you know? And the same could apply to Meghan Markle. Like, what's kind of the essence of Meghan Markle when you think about it? It's a pretty woman with long hair, so you can just ham it up, like, and she has long flowy hair, and that's it. That's Meghan Markle. Who cares? Like, no one cares. Just have fun. Oh, thank you so much, Leslie. I hope you have a great day. I'm gonna be ending the stream too. I need to take about 24 lozenges. Equating tomatoes with ketchup. No, but ketchup is made, like, ketchup is made from tomatoes, whether they're transformed to death and back or not. There's no such thing as bad art when it's... Yeah, and there's no such thing as bad art at the end, like having fun with it. I actually don't like raw tomatoes. I can eat them finely chopped or cooked in any way. I also accepted thinly sliced, but... Blah, 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 blah. Nah, I tried. It's one of those foods that I really tried to like them raw, and it didn't never panned out. So I'm like, okay, fine. I feel like I did my best. And there's a lot of people who will like chop up a tomato and put salt and pepper and then eat it. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? sorry, I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, more for you then. You can have all of them. All of the tomatoes, you can have them. I'm not gonna fight you for any piece of those. I'm off to check my chin and order cheesecake. Oh, what flavor of cheesecake? Yeah, it depends on the type of tomato. Ugh, all of the tomatoes. Some of them are straight out of horror movies, like when they start germinating while still as a whole tomato. Like that's nightmare stuff. Oh, my grandma would put salt and pepper on the slices when making sandwiches. It was ugh. So you guys don't eat caprese? Nope, never. Nope. Oh, good grief, guys. Well, I mean, you can have all of the tomatoes. Fine. Keep them. Tiramisu or berry? Ooh. Oh man, I miss tiramisu. Local deli near me will make me a caprese BLT. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I'm Italian, so yeah, okay. You're kind of yeah. I used to grow cherry tomatoes as a kid and would eat them raw. See, that's what I tried. Like when I was a kid, didn't like tomatoes. At some point of my kidness, I saw a completely ripe, lovely cherry tomato on a plant, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it a really good try. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this ripe tomato and I'm gonna like chow down onto it, and it should be good, right? Yeah, not for me. Do what, germinating while still a tomato? Yeah, they go bad, but it's just it's kind of nightmare fuel, isn't it? Or is it just me? I it just ugh. Okay, just not my cup of tea. Creeps me out. It seems that my new tiramisu recipe is even better than my previous one. Are we gonna have a fight on what's the best tiramisu recipe? If yours has genoise in it, I'm not. Just not. Caprese, it's mozzarella, tomatoes, olive oil, and basilico. It's the fresh mozzarella, right? I'll take the olive oil and the basilico and bread, and I'll dip my bread in it, and it's gonna be delicious. Or add some balsamic vinegar to it too. Good balsamic vinegar. I would get the mozzarella if I could still eat cheese. I never really had like sensory issues with cheese. It's more of a getting old than yeah, developing digestive issues with cheese. But the taste of it, like fresh mozzarella, is always delicious. Was right? It's weird, like alien babies. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, it's just. Yeah. I knew a person who was terrified of mold, which never made much sense to me, but a germinating tomato will sort of be a bit too creepy for me. Totally valid. Tomatoes are one of the top common foods that people have very particular. Yeah, I think there's really a sensory issues with it. And it's just weird because not necessarily just tomatoes, but all kinds of sensory issues with food. You get told to, you know, just make do, just try harder. And it's like, well, there might be something like, what does it have to be that you have an anaphylactic shock so that people will leave you alone if you say you don't like something? I think I shall leave now. Yeah, I should end the stream. Whoops. All right, I need a snack too, and lozenges and a bunch of things. Yeah, well, I mean, thank you so much everyone for being here today. I'm gonna have a bit of a listen to the video playback to see if the audio is more to my liking. Because, yeah, it was a bit terrible last time I checked, and I was like, oh, I need to fix this. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys will have a fun time and more delicious foods and fun times painting. Yeah. And what else? Also, if you have pets, give them hugs. And yeah, that's about it. That's the summary of it. There's a link to a Discord server in the description if you feel like you want to join up. It's completely free. It's just for fun. It's to, you know, keep talking about art stuff and to share tips and tricks and ask for painting advice, all that kind of stuff. It's a fun place, but no pressure. You don't have to be like the most active participant or anything. It's just for fun and just to, you know, all communicate with each other if need be. Yeah, basically. All right. That's a lot of rambling. And yep, I hope you guys, again, have a great weekend. See you all in the next one. And until then, take care. Have a great time. And bye-bye.